Welcome to this tutorial on how to cite websites using APA style. In this tutorial, we will look at how to cite the most common types of websites, both in text and at the end on the references list. Before we go on, let's clarify exactly what we're talking about when we use the word websites. Many publications can be found in a print format as well as online, books, journal articles, reports, etc. The university library has tutorials that explain how to cite those publications. According to the publication manual of the American Psychological Association, we should only cite a source as a website when it doesn't fit into any other categories. There are also different ways to cite different kinds of websites. We will start by looking at how to cite a typical website and then look at some common exceptions. Here are the basic components we need to cite a website. We need both the title of the specific page we're citing as well as the title of the website, the first and last names of the authors, the date of publication, and the URL linking to the web page. APA style specifies citing individual web pages, not entire websites. If we want to mention an entire website instead of a specific page, we can go ahead and mention it in the paper without formally citing it. When a web page doesn't show an author, cite the organization as the author. Please note, unlike some other styles, APA style doesn't allow citing anonymous just because we don't know who the author is. The only exception is when an author is named as anonymous. In the vast majority of cases, if we can't figure out who the author is, naming the organization as the author is the correct solution. Date of publication is when the page was last updated. When a page has no date, use the date of retrieval. In other words, the date we visited the page. Here's how to cite a website in text. Use the author's name and the publication year. For these examples, we are citing pages on the Y Combinator website, which helps people start their own company. In a narrative citation, we incorporate the name and year into the writing. Here, we're citing the organization's frequently asked questions page. Because there are no individual authors, we cite the organization Y Combinator as the author. And because this is a paraphrase and not a direct quote, quotation marks are not necessary, but we still need to show where the information came from. Since web pages don't have page numbers, we cite using the paragraph number. When a page is long, instead of counting from the top of the page, we can cite the section title and the number for the paragraph within that section. In a parenthetical citation, we enclose the author's name and year of publication in parentheses at the end of the sentence. Here, we're citing a Y Combinator startup school video. The person who created the video is Jared Friedman. Because the page includes a transcript of the video, we can cite the paragraph where the quote came from. Here's the narrative citation along with its entry in the list of references. Note that the name of the organization is the author, followed by the date of publication. Here we just have the year because that was the only information available, but whenever possible, do include the month and day as well. Then we have the title of the webpage in italics. Because the author of the webpage and the site name are the same, we can omit the site name from the citation to avoid repetition. At the end, we have the URL for the page. Here is the parenthetical citation along with its entry in the list of references. Note that the creator of the video is the author. The exact date of the video is provided as the date of publication, followed by the name of the page in italics, the name of the website, and the URL for the page. Now let's look at some exceptions that do not follow the usual format: Wiki entries, social media, and blog posts. In this example, we're citing a Wikipedia entry. Because wikis can be edited by multiple anonymous authors, we do not cite the author in text. Instead, we cite the entry title along with the year last updated. For the references, APA instructs authors to cite the entry title followed by the date of the publication, the words in Wikipedia, and the URL of the specific version being cited. To get the version URL, click on View History and choose the time and date of the version you are citing. Some wikis do not have the View History feature. Here's an example from the TV Tropes Wiki. If a wiki does not provide archived versions, cite the URL for the entry and add the date of retrieval. Next, let's look at social media posts. To create a citation, you need the following: author, date of publication, title, site name, and URL, plus date of retrieval. When the date is not available, use ND to indicate no date. The title is composed of the first 20 words from the social media post. For images and videos that have no words included, we add our own short description and enclose in brackets. In this example, we are citing a tweet that went viral. It's very similar to the earlier Y Combinator website example, the only major difference being the title, which is composed of the first 20 words of the tweet. Finally, let's look at blog posts. Here we are citing a blog post on the Federal Trade Commission website. For the in-text citation, we're quoting a sentence from paragraph 2. Machine learning is not a license to break the law. The parenthetical citation follows the same format as the Y Combinator website example. For the references, APA instructs authors to cite blog posts using the same format as news articles, which is as follows: last name and first initial of the author, date including year, month, and day, the title of the blog post in sentence case, the name of the blog in title case in italics, and the URL. That brings us to the end of this tutorial. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thanks for watching.